Well, Kathleen Kennedy did it once again with Indiana Jones 5, The Dial of Destiny. If you thought The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker pulled it off terribly by Kathleen Kennedy, just strap your seatbelts in for this one regarding Indy 5, The Dial of Destiny. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future Star Wars updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support. And let's just get right into this video ASAP. So, the minute that I actually saw the Indy 5 trailers, I knew we were in trouble, first off. Given that it was a Kathleen Kennedy project, number one. Number two, it was all about Helena, and really kind of making her at the forefront. But what's interesting here is exactly what's going on with Indy 5, The Dial of Destiny. Now, once again, Kathleen Kennedy did it. She copy and pasted what she did with Harrison Ford in The Force Awakens, and did the same exact thing in Indy 5. We're going to be jumping into details right now. And looking back at the show WandaVision by Marvel, you know, it was Agatha all along. The only thing I can think of right now in my mind is, it was Kathleen Kennedy all along. That's my best impression, alright? But anyways, moving to the next thing, alright? With Kathleen Kennedy currently promoting Indy 5, The Dial of Destiny, one major thing that she did with the film, as well as James Mangold, that are going to steer the fans away from the film and drive box office numbers to the ground, are two big things. The first big thing for Indy 5 is that it is now official that Indiana Jones' son, Mutt, from Indy 5, portrayed by actor Shia LaBeouf, has a full explanation as to what happened to him and why he's absent from this movie. Now, Kathleen Kennedy decided to have the fact made that Mutt was killed off during Vietnam. This is going to be explained in the upcoming film of why his son is absent and why Indy is a deadbeat husband and in shambles away from Marion. This was 100% a Kathleen Kennedy decision to pave way for a better story for Helena, to give the appearance of Indy as a broken man, much like Han Solo was in The Force Awakens as a deadbeat father. Now, literally a copy and paste of The Force Awakens Han Solo is how Indy is told here in The Dial of Destiny. Now, let me just stop here quick for a second. This is once again a prime example that you have the opportunity to make a great movie, you have the right time period to take advantage of ILM's new revolutionary technology, where you could de-age Harrison Ford for quite a majority of the film if you wanted to, maybe as a side character or a cameo here and there. And at the least, maybe they could have just made this into an Indiana Jones spin-off movie with cameos of Harrison Ford as Indy. That might have been better suited for this approach by Kathleen Kennedy, because this is actually Helena Jones, alright? An Indiana Jones story. That's basically what it is, and we're going to be diving into more details about this. Again, these are all confirmed spoilers involving Indiana Jones, The Dial of Destiny, so if you guys were not going to go ahead and see this movie anyway, I'm sure that further spoilers won't involve any kind of trouble for you guys, but let's tap into this further, shall we? Now, with Helena being the Rey of the Indy 5 film, the other terrible decision by Kathleen Kennedy was giving Helena a big backstory in the film that takes up a good chunk of the movie, and how Helena befriends some of the other characters seen in this film. Kennedy's idea was to give Helena a backstory and have her steal the show in this movie by Mangold. A backstory takes place earlier on in the film and gives Helena room also for opportunity to hold a better image than Indiana Jones. Now, once again, this is exactly what they did in The Force Awakens. They had Han Solo, a deadbeat father because he lost his son to the dark side. He parted ways from Leia because of what happened. Same exact thing applies here for the most part, generally speaking. In Indiana Jones, his son dies during Vietnam, Mutt is dead, Shia LaBeouf is not in this movie, nor is he making any kind of cameo, so don't expect it. But not only that, Mutt's death kind of caused the separation between Indy and Marion. And that just makes it all the more worse. That just goes to show you that they're not friendly with each other for a great portion of the film, and they're separated, much like how Han and Leia were in the sequel trilogy movies. Alright? Moving on to the next thing. This gets even worse. Now, lastly, the ending of the film features a point that Helena is going on more adventures. The ending is purely focused on Helena, but there is a special reunion for Indiana